Hello, everybody. So, I figured today I'm just going to do a really quick intro for Weird Spins number 4. I'm not even going to deal with the topic of the video at the moment. I just wanted to kind of explain a couple of things. People are probably wondering, why does this guy have a tie on? He's randomly at home or he's in a car. What's going on? Basically, I drive professionally for a living, and I'm out at all hours with clients. During the day, my house is kind of noisy. During the night, I'm trying to keep things as quiet as possible to not be a nuisance. So what I do is when I have a spare moment, I kind of grab shots that I can at home that I can shoot silent, that I can do post-production on, add narrative this way, or via voiceover when I'm at work between gigs or on a charter and waiting for somebody to come out, and just grabbing them in a spare moment. Like right now, I'm in the middle of an airport just waiting for somebody. So that's why that is, and it's how I produce my videos. It kind of makes it a little bizarre probably, but I kind of view it as it adds to the fun because it helps to give me some challenges along the way on how to make things work. And so it's helping me to develop my skills a little bit more quickly in using all these little freeware apps in the phone to do my post-production. Anyway, that's why the videos are sort of odd in the way that they are. Anyway, here's Weird Spins episode 4. Enjoy. Okay, so anyone who's been with me probably remembers I said something at the end of episode 1 of Weird Spins about doing a topic on music you would be mad about, so here we go.
Hello, everybody.
Alright, so here we go. I'm just going to lift these out. I only have 4 of them, but I'm rather fond of them. They're all bagged and boarded and play beautifully. They're a lot of fun. I'll open at least one of them up for you to check out. And the rest of this will probably be done with slides. Okay, take it back. So, one item in here that I'll wait till the end of the video, but we're going to have fun. We're going to play with this one a little bit. It's a multi-groove, which means that it has grooves that instead of just being a singular groove with multiple tracks on it, it has multiple tracks in unique grooves that are parallel to each other, so that wherever your stylus lands, you may have a random recording come back at you. And this process has been used for a number of records that have to do with gaming, and also for a Monty Python album that I have here called The Matching Tie and Handkerchief. And early pressings of that, the B-side has 2 unique grooves. This one actually has 8 unique grooves. 1959, Mad Magazine had been around about 7 years, and they published the first magazine insert record. It was to meet the staff of Mad Magazine. It was a sketch that would later come full circle with the magazine's final record, actually. Really simple bit. I have no idea who was really cast in this thing, if it was the actual staff or if it was just a crew of actors that they dug up, or where anyone came from. But the idea was they just hold a board meeting and all these people are around a table and they're going to record it to give to the fans of the magazine, where the people can introduce themselves. And there's a host, and whoever this host is, each time that he tries to say something positive or to give some sort of special credit to the talents or craftsmanship or artistry or merits of anybody on staff, the room howls with laughter. And the gag goes on with that for 4 or 5 minutes, with the laughter just getting bigger and bigger and more exaggerated until it just pretty much drowns out anything else in the recording. And that's really all there was to it. In 1961, a doo-wop outfit out of New York City called the Sweet Sick Teens, they released a single on Victor with 2 songs, The Pretzel and Agnes. And they were novelty songs. These guys, their punchline was basically that they would do the most preposterous material, but delivered perfectly. Beautiful, incredibly exacted vocal work on it. The band reformed as the Dellwoods when they decided to cut a complete album for Victor. Victor rejected the album, but sold it over to Mad Magazine, and that became Mad Magazine Twists Rock and Roll. The Dellwoods cut a second album directly for Mad Magazine after this, called Think Along with Mad. There was also a New Zealand issued LP, Musically Mad, by Space Age conductor Bernie Green. Following Meet the Staff of Mad, the next series of record inserts would of course be advertising matter. Basically, they were singles that were inserted as a free gift to help cross-promote these novelty LPs. So a series of those came out in the early 1960s, from 62, 63, and 64. I believe the last one was 1966. Mad Magazine would not do another insert record for a number of years, the next one turning up in 1973. And my opinion of this one is pretty low. Not everyone is going to agree with me on it, but that's why it's an opinion. All in the Family was a very popular 1970s TV sitcom. It remains controversial to this day due to the fact that the main character, Archie Bunker, was racist, homophobic, misogynistic, and anti-Semitic. Archie's bad behavior was his worst foil and always led to his downfall. With the Mad Magazine satire, they kind of overlooked this and went with a weird approach that fails to be humorous to me. They turned all of the hate speech up to 11 and make it where he comes out on top as a result of it. The voice cast were Alan Swift, Pat Bright, and Herb Duncan, all of them professional voice actors who had lengthy experience in the cartoon industry, and they do a relatively phenomenal job on it. It's actually good work that was put into the production and into the impressions they did, as much as any other sketch comedy show would actually hope to achieve. My issue is basically that the magazine sells mostly to young people, and the messaging was really, really negative here. The dialogue in it was offensive more than it was funny. It was just cringy more than anything. So I didn't enjoy it and haven't made an effort to add it to my personal collection. But again, that's just me. Before moving on, a couple of other Mad-related regular hard vinyl albums. We have The Mad Show, which is more or less a soundtrack for a stage performance program that combines sketch comedy and musical numbers. Also a soundtrack for a film called Up the Academy. This is not really a comedy record. It's a soundtrack to a comedy film, but pop songs that went with the film. So it's kind of on par with when National Lampoon made movies. Also, this is Mad Grooves. It's a compact disc containing highlights redistributed of some of these older recordings. Gull and the Family Fair marked a change from the cardboard-backed inserts to Evatone sound sheets. It would be 5 years before the next record came out, which was a much more lighthearted Making Out. I'm not sure who did the voice work on this 7-minute song and sketch mashup, but the music was by a relatively well-known at the time Dutch band called Smile, spelled S-M-Y-L-E. Up next in 1980, Mad Magazine released the Mystery Record, but we'll get back to that. Also in 1980, what I think was actually probably their greatest achievement for a little bonus insert, the Mad Disco Record, which actually had 6 songs on it that came up to just over 30 minutes of music, and the engineer must have been a genius because they crammed this onto a 2-sided 7-inch flexi. Some of the twisted tunes include Disco Clap, It's Catching, It's Spreading, Sorry No Words, which is literally a song with a lyric about how there are no lyrics. And that one has a surprising bit of a Giorgio Moroder style to it in places. A Bee Gees spoof called Barely Alive, and It's a Gas, which you heard at the beginning of this video, redone as a disco version. So that was the first of 2 times that the Mad Disco Records would circle around and bring something back. 1982, the last flexi to ever go into Mad Magazine, the Mad Laugh record. And 2 wins for me on this one. One, the magazine itself. It has a satire of The Omen, which is one of my favorite horror films. And also, the flexi itself was a switch again in format, this time a picture flexi. So, very colorful one at that. The recording, well, this is the magazine, as I had stated before, coming full circle. It's a look at graduation day, and when the dean of the college goes up to give accolade to the students, the teachers, the professionals, the audience howls with laughter. It builds and builds and builds until it drowns out everything else in the recording. The end. Here's the part where I double back, and let's dig out that Mad Mystery record and check it out, shall we? Alright, so this is going to be my first time attempting to do this. Hopefully it works out and you guys will be able to hear both me and the record player. The record player's wired direct, and I've just kind of got me mic'd in the open room. I'm going to be putting this stylus down real careful too, because with these squared edges I really don't care to bust the thing off. But if I do, it's going on YouTube. You'll see that. Alright, so let's give it a try.
It's a great, big, beautiful, wonderful, incredible, super spectacular day. And your heart is humming with good times coming, and you've got that happy feeling things are going your way. All the bells are ringing and a little bird singing while he sits on your windowsill, saying, yes, sirree, I can surely see it'll plainly be, most definitely, a super spectacular day.
Until about 4:45, your relations arrive, and you greet Cousin Beth with terrible breath, and a fat brother sire destroys your hi-fi, and your great Uncle Fred, who gets drunk in your bed, and your third cousin Vic, who is mentally sick, and his creepy friend Joe, and 6 more you don't know, and you're short there and then as you're shafted again. That it's not such a super spectacular day.
Okay, so let's see if we can go for a different ending. I'm going to start it in the middle, though.
Are ringing and a little bird singing while he sits on your windowsill, saying, yes, sirree, I can surely see it'll plainly be, most definitely, a super spectacular day.
Until around 7 at night, you go out for a bite. The streets all aglow from a large UFO. A creature comes out with 2 heads in the snow. It croaks like a frog and throws up on your dog. It thinks you are great, it wants you for its mate. You're sealed in a case and go flying in space, and you silently say as the earth fades away that it's not such a super spectacular day.
Alright, just for fun, we'll do just one more.
Spectacular day.
Until you develop a twitch and a horrible itch, and you're covered with spots, and you're getting the trots, and your feet start to swell, and it's easy to tell from this hideous wheeze that's some awful disease. So you call an MD and he says, don't ask me, if it gets any worse you can speak to my nurse, and you manage to say as you wither away that it's not just a super spectacular day.